Greetings everyone and welcome back to 365 Days of Prog. Today we're going to be listening to Anno Domini High Definition by the band Riverside.
Hi, my name's Naomi. I'm an avid progressive rock fan, but I'm a long ways from knowing all the prog albums out there. But this year, I'm gonna give it a try. This is 365 Days of Prog.
So out of the 5 tracks on this album, I've got 3 that have my favorite bits on them, so enjoy this and then we'll talk.
I hope my sell-by date didn't expire yesterday.
As much as I want to elaborate about this album and say a lot of things about it, I didn't feel like there's a lot that I really, had to say. I didn't write a lot about this. I just really felt that this album was what it is, and that's about it. So I'm gonna try my best to make this review, but it is probably gonna be shorter than usual. But I'm gonna try and say what I do have to say. Now, this is Anno Domini High Definition by the band Riverside. This is their fourth studio album, being the first one in their second trilogy. Now, if you remember yesterday's video, Wolf City also featured the same album, having been the 4th album of Amandol's trilogy, second trilogy. And I don't know, is this a coincidence? I fear so. And there's actually one more coincidence coming up in the cover, but I'm gonna talk about it then. So this album is actually pretty popular, and this band as well. They are pretty popular considering the fact that they're a Polish progressive metal band. Now, I don't know, maybe metal is more strong in Poland and that's why, or for some reason a lot of people know about them. Now, I don't know how, but they just flew over my head. I've never heard the name Riverside until now, and I'm quite happy that now I know about them. Now, right off the bat, this album is not as metal as I'd expect it to be. I've actually felt that this album falls more or less under the maybe soft metal, but more like hard rock or, hard prog genre, all being progressive, obviously. But this one, to me at least, feels like it takes some pages out of the grunge music type of genre, basically sounding at times like a progressive Nirvana. I've maybe just offended everyone that's watching this video. If I have, leave it down in the comments. I want to know if I've offended you. And this album has 5 tracks overall. Now, most of them are good, 3 of them at least, but I believe that Driven to Destruction is a fine song, and I think that Hybrid Times is not a good song. I didn't like it. I gave it a 4 out of 10, for itself. I don't think it's a good song, I didn't really enjoy it, but the other 3, they're really, really good. And that is, I believe, my first major criticism about this album. I don't like albums that they're inconsistent or inconsistent with the quality of their music. I really love listening to an album which one song can be slightly better, slightly worse, and overall consistent. I think the one album that really featured that mainly was the self-titled Egg album, which had some songs which are absolute shit, excuse me for my French, and there were absolute songs which were great. And it's really odd, but this one, yeah, it kind of does differ in many different ways, and I don't like it that much. Now, as for the 3 tracks that I actually did like, I firstly really loved Hyperactive, being, well, hyperactive, and it's a great track. It's like really, metal rockish, like all over the place, and I thought it was really good, and as an opener it was great. Then you have Egoist Hedonist, which is a nice song. I think it takes more inspiration from pop culture music, but it's fine and it does linger towards the hard rock style of music. And the track Left Out is my obvious favorite on here. I think that it's, a favorite by most people that listen to this album. I think it's a great song. I loved it very, very much. I think in the right mindset with the right people, this could be a perfect song, definitely. To me, it was good. It wasn't great. I think it was like a 9, which is, nearing perfect. It was low 9. and I liked it very much. And I think the thing I really loved about it was the fact that they decided to use the organ, which gave this, almost a gospel vibe, and I wouldn't expect this out of this album for some reason. Whenever I see metal, I don't expect anything to sound close to, gospel music, but they utilized it over here and I loved it very much. But we can move on to the next substanceful section of this album, and that being the cover. So, I remember making the intro for this, series about 3 months ago, and there's this section in the intro where there's a few covers just flashing through one another, and I was trying to decide which ones I wanted to use for that, because of course all of them are from this list. And I remember, riff-raffing through some of the covers, and honestly I was on this really tedious workflow when creating this intro, but when I've seen this cover, I've actually stopped everything and just went ahead and appreciated it because it was so lovely, so good, so beautiful. And speaking about the track left out, I think that the starting section, like the opener for that track, really does feel like this cover for some reason. I don't know, just the image and the sound of them both work so well together. I think this is where the inspiration for this cover might have come, but of course it probably hasn't. It's probably just, this really lovely photo double exposure that they used, and I think it's amazing. And unlike all the other Riverside covers which I've seen on Spotify and online, I've seen that they all feature the band's name and the album/EP name, and that's cool and all, but they decided not to do this on this specific one, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm so appreciative of it, because this would have turned this album cover to something way less impressive than what it is right now. I think that anything added to this image right here would have just destroyed it completely, and I think it's perfect the way it is, and I'm so happy that they kept it like this. This cover, to me at least, evokes the feelings of, loneliness, but also passion and melancholy and also lust, and I don't know why, but this cover just has it all. But when it comes to the rating of this album, this one is gonna receive a 7 out of 10. Now, it's gonna be another about 100 episodes until we get to our next Riverside album, but until then, I hope it will be good, and I'm gonna enjoy this one a few more times before I get there. But that's about it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for tomorrow, because we're gonna be listening to Blue Nights by Bruford Levine Upper Extremities. But that is all. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.